Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. Just caught a little bit of the news, and what they're saying is that a turboprop aircraft took off from Rochester, New York, and the initial flight plan was to have it fly down to Naples, Florida. At the present time, the aircraft is at altitude, and there are two F-16's trailing it. And the reason they're trailing it is because no one's been responsive in the aircraft. None of the ground stations are able to communicate with it. And what they're speculating is what might have happened back in 1999, and that was in South Dakota, when a Lear jet that had a similar kind of incident where it depressurized. The Gulf Pro Payne Stewart was on that jet with a few of his associates, and there were two F-16s trailing that jet as well. From what we were told at that time, they were ordered to shoot it down if the aircraft ventured near a city. They knew how much fuel it had on board, and they had an idea as to where it would probably crash, which is where it crashed, was in an open field. I suspect the same kind of situations developed here as well. If the plane continues to be unresponsive, I believe they also know how much fuel that airplane had. They know its range, and obviously there was sufficient fuel for it to make it down to Naples, Florida. If it gets anywhere near any kind of population, it'll probably be dispatched. Yeah, aviation is rather wonderful, but it's also very unforgiving. In the situation with the 1999 Lear jet, it was a mechanical issue. And the aircraft was really pilot error that resulted in the death of everyone. On that particular model, you would have to activate the flow of oxygen from outside the aircraft. That's part of the pre-flight. And if I recall correctly, the pilot flying it was a high altitude pilot instructor who was fully aware of the dangers of flying at high altitude. But it appears that he neglected to activate the flow of oxygen. And what happened was, when the plane depressurized, they grabbed their masks. Their masks were inoperative. Since then, I understand that Learjet has redesigned the system. So when the oxygen is shut down outside, the pressure gauge inside would bleed off. In the plane that crashed, it didn't bleed off. Well, similar to your garden hose. When you turn on your garden hose and you don't actually start spraying, the hose is full of pressure. The pressure doesn't bleed off. That was the problem in that earlier design. In either case, we don't know what happened here. We don't know if that's what's going on here, but it seems to be quite likely. As new information becomes available, I'll try to do what I can to update my viewers. I will attach a link that pretty much gives you what I said in a short capsulated form. It doesn't talk about the previous jet that crashed in South Dakota. Thank you for viewing, and let's hope no one gets hurt.